Hey there, are you an Infusionsoft user and want to be able to target your email broadcasts more effectively, particularly targeting your engaged and your unengaged and communicating with them depending on where people are at? Well, this video is for you and we have a great update that's just been released, so let's get stuck in. Hey there, it's Mandy Brasser from Streamline for Success, and I'm super excited because today I get to share a really cool update that we have been waiting for Infusionsoft users to be able to take advantage of. And the old steps were really convoluted, and I'm excited that things are a lot easier for users like you out there. So you may be familiar with the concept of engage and unengaged, and we really want to target our engaged group of contacts on our database more so than our unengaged. So we want to be able to set up some save searches so that you can easily find these groups of people. Then you can send out broadcasts to those groups of people. So now what you want to do is head to My Navigation under CRM Contacts, and you want to create a new search. So let me just do that again because I think it'll just default with all the users, the contacts there. And we want to select the option New Search. So in here, you may notice that there is a new criteria in this search, and it's called email status. Now, some of you may be familiar with the fact that we have had other videos going through the email status search report. Now, that can still be valid. Now, I want to put a big disclaimer in here. If you are a business that really just uses email one field to send out your communications, then this is the video for you. This is really focused on, and these new settings is based on this email, which is the email one field. So let me just show you what I mean by that. I'm sure I've got a test email in here. Let's just go here quickly. If I go into a contact record, the email one field is what appears here on the contact record. So that's the particular one that we want to this search is applicable for. Now I know 99% of you send to email one, which is great. So some of you who don't and they send to other email fields on the contact record, then please feel free to reach out. There'll be some other instructions to help you through that process. All right, so let's go ahead and set up some save searches so it's really easy for you to continue to use these lists, and they'll be dynamic, so they'll continue to be updated for you, which is great. So what we like to do is we do email status, and I like to start with, well, who's the more engaged portion of our list? And we pick up anyone who's unengaged, confirmed, or confirmed. Now, what this does is it looks at your entire database, and email one needs to be one of those three statuses. Now, there is going to be more contacts, no doubt, on your list that may have opted out, they may be hard bounced, they may have reported you as spam, and those sorts of things. So this list isn't pulling the entire database, it's actually pulling, hey, who can you email, and is small classed in that engaged group of people. So let's go ahead and search. And of course, this is our dummy database, so no huge surprise here. We have 3 results, so you can see they're outlined there. So we've got those 3 criteria. Now, to make it easier for me next time, so I don't have to go and find these people, I can go ahead and click this save button. I want everyone in my team to see that. And I'm going to save this as broadcast all engaged. And the reason why I put all is I actually, and you want to save that, I'm kind of in the way here. Here we go, let's go ahead and save. The reason why I like to put all here is because you may want to create multiple broadcast save searches. In the instance of, you may have everybody, you may have clients, you may have prospects, you may have suppliers, you may have a bunch of different save searches for your broadcasts. So I like to make it really clear, am I talking about my entire list who's engaged, or am I talking about a particular portion of my list? So I put all in there. So I like to put broadcast, the audience, and then the email status at the end. So let's go ahead and mark that as saved. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and set up the other search. So let's go new search here. And I want to have a look at who's classed as unengaged marketable. Now, just in case you're not clear on what that means, this is really a contact who has not opened or clicked on an email or filled out a web form over a certain period of time. Now, every single app is different, so I want to just quickly show you in under marketing settings. And we have email status automation. Oops, sorry, my bad. Oh, no. Automated list management is where it'll be. We'll get there in the end. Here we go. So this is your unengaged marketable status. So this is as a default, most of you will just have this as 4 months, happy with 4 months. If they haven't done any of those activities in that period of time, it'll automatically move them to unengaged marketable. Now, I'm not a big fan of this automatically then if they haven't done anything for 12 months, completely moving them out, because it doesn't take into account if you're sending SMSs, if you're on the phone, if they're replying to your emails, if they're purchasing stuff. There's other actions that aren't taken into account, so I would recommend turning that off. But 4 is quite standard, and I would probably leave it as that. But that's kind of where your specific criteria is here, and I just wanted to flag that's picking it up from there. So I want to pick up anyone who's classed in that unengaged marketable group. So you can see here, this is again a dummy app. So I'm no big surprise we don't get emails from this app. So we have 12 people who sit on this list. So I want to go ahead and save this one. Again, similarly to what I did before, I want to go ahead and put broadcast all, and I'm going to put unengaged and click save. Okay, great. So I have those 2 saved searches now. You can see them there. Now, I'd like to do 2 more things I want to show you is on the dashboard, I want to set up a widget so I can constantly see the results and how many people I've got in both of these groups. So I can go ahead and add a widget. And I want to go ahead and add a custom statistics widget. And I want to just pick up those saved searches that I have just created. So I've picked up that one, and I want to go save and add. And I also want to pick up this unengaged one here and go save. Now, of course, you may want to even create a final save search, which I don't mind doing at all. And this will pick up all the people that we have an email for that we can email. So this would be all of that criteria. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. I want everyone to access it. Broadcast all can email. I'm going to save that one. And I'm also going to create a new save search. And I'm going to go doesn't contain any. So it doesn't contain any of those 4 statuses. So I'm going to go save. Broadcast all can't email. Now, why this is helpful is because, as I said before, this is going to be dynamic. It's going to continue to keep things updated for you. So when I go back to the dashboard here and I just refresh so I can pick up those new saved searches, I'm going to add in another 2. So can email, I'm happy with the name of that. Let's go save and add. Of course, if this is too fast for you, feel free to watch it on replay and slow it down. I'm sure you'll be able to do that. And can't email. So this can email, of course, is the sum of engaged and unengaged. And then we have can email, we've got 15 there, and then we have can't email. And it's just good to kind of keep a tally of who on your database, you can and can't email, and then what's their status. Are they engaged or unengaged? So let's go email status. Okay, great. So we've created these save searches. They should be really helpful for you. They're going to continue to be updated. They're dynamic. So we also have other videos around how to keep some reporting and keep some understanding about how this trend is going for you. This is all well and good to have this at a point in time, but you want to make sure, are you improving on your results or are they getting worse? So let's, and of course, if you want to share that with members of your team, then you certainly can. Now, the final step, of course, if you're sending a broadcast, is when you go into marketing, emails, and broadcasts. Let's get started with a new one. And I'm just going to pick up an old template. I'm sure we've got something here. Yep, let's use this one. And no doubt we have a whole bunch of content to come in here, blah, 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 blah. Now, what I would normally do is I would pick up these ones. You can see I've just saved these searches. So if I am testing some new content or want to get some validation that people actually want to receive this information, I will always go to my engaged group first, because really, if people are going to respond, they're going to be in that group that it's telling me it looks like spam. They're going to be in that group that have been opening, have been clicking and filling out forms, which is great. So I want to go to that group first. So you get that already, you'd load it all up, and then you would review and send as with any normal broadcast. And then you want to have a look at the unengaged group. Now, having spoken to some of my colleagues about the best way to do send to both groups, say you really do want to send the same message to both groups, you can certainly keep the body. I mean, you can make as many changes as you like, but one thing that may help you is switching up the subject line and maybe making some variation to it, because when it hits the inboxes of your recipients, then this unengaged group, there's higher chances of it going to spam or to junk. So we may want to kind of help the system sort of think that hey, it's a different email. We're not just trying to send the same email to everybody. So that's something that you could potentially do. Scheduling it at a different time is another strategy you could also have a look at. But really, if we're trying to prove a concept, we might go to that engaged group first, and then we wait. If we get a good response, then we go to the unengaged group. If we don't get a good response, then say a whole heap of people opt out, mark you as spam, or you just don't get good engagement from it from your engaged group, then you may want to consider, is it worth going to your unengaged group? And remembering, we always want to communicate more to our engaged group versus our unengaged group, because they're the ones that are responding, and we want to try and re-engage our unengaged group, but we may want to take some steps to actually stop emailing them at some point, but that's a whole other conversation. But really, this is how I wanted to go through the steps with you today on how you can set up those saved searches so that you can easily have those ready to go whenever you want to send to both. And then also, oops, let me update here. You can also have on your dashboard this email status so that you can constantly see a dynamic view of results being updated as people may open and click on different things, fill out forms, so that you've got some visibility of where is your database at. Now, there's a whole bunch of other tools available that can help you with email deliverability and engagement, and no doubt with this video, you can access those as well. All right, I hope that's been helpful for you. One thing to also flag, to understand how effective splitting your sends have been, I would highly recommend you get some reporting in place so that you can track. And we have a spreadsheet that you can also use that we have used for years, and it makes life so much easier to know, is this strategy working or not? All right, that's pretty much it. I hope that's been helpful. I am so happy and delighted that Infusionsoft and Keep have released this functionality, because we had to use another report, save searches, tag every time we wanted to do a send, which was a pain in the butt. So I hope that's been helpful. All right, it's Mandy Brasser here from Streamline for Success. And no doubt with this video, there's other information that will help you execute the strategy as well. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.